I think it's more upbeat. You know, it's kind of I love to say the word because we've been using it a lot in the last couple of weeks, but it's more communal. You know, there's more people involved, more personalities. That brings a different energy to the studio or to the various studios we've worked in on this record. You know, I think the change of location from Bristol, New York, London has given it a different feel as well. 100th Window was very much a Bristol album, you know, and it was in one studio, and people came to it. Sinead, Horace, you know, it's a different experience. Each track has historically been a moment. You know, you don't sort of sit down with a set of backing tracks and strategize an album and work out how you're going to finish it. It is one track at a time, and how you work on that track is dependent on who you're collaborating with or what your feeling for it is. It might be shelved for a year, picked back up again, it might be deconstructed and rebuilt. There's never really a central strategy. I think that comes into play in the production side of it, when you're about to finish it, when you feel there's a record, what approach you take, you know, in the sense that 100th Window was a strong reaction to Anti-Mezzanine, because to me that record was still about loops and big bass lines and heavy beats, and 100th Window was about intricacies and layers, and very much was, I guess, probably the most Pro Tools record we made, which was governed by the machinery and the computers, in terms of everything being crafted in that world. And this record, in terms of its production, the sound was more of getting away from that, simplifying everything, stripping it back, making the instruments very evident. So when we were doing drums, if there were drums recorded in New York, they were very dry, very small drum booth, very simple. If they're electronic, they're very electronic, and the contrast between the tracks and the moments within the tracks being made to be very evident. You know, 100th Window was about a lot of crafting and lots of layers which were, you know, possibly interlacing, and you weren't sure what was what. The idea of this record was to make it very apparent and very immediate what was what. So whether it was an analog or an electronic keyboard, you'd recognise those sounds and the differences between them.